clinical psychology and the Vedic astrology, and then check the alignment of the two systems, and then come up with a solution, the holistic solution. The fusion of two systems, how it can help today. That's the need of the hours. So let's first think, what is mental health? What is mental health all about? So going back to WHO for the basic definition of mental health accepted by whole world clinically. So WHO is saying in its vaccine that a mental well-being is a state of an individual that realizes their own abilities, can cope up with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, fruitfully, and is able to contribute to the society. That's the basic definition of mental health. When we are doing assessment of the mental health for any individual, then WHO set up some key parameters. So these are the key parameters set up by WHO and accepted by the whole world, how we can check the mental health. So for this assessment, emotional balance, first parameter, then resilience, cognitive clarity, positive relationships, purpose, and fulfillment in the life. These are the key parameters for the assessment of the mental health. Now, why we did this research? What is the cause? So we are living in the world of the data. The data is driving any decision. So our research is also data driven. According to the Global Burden of Disease data published by Institute of Health Metrics and Evolution, 1 in every 8 people in the world is living with a mental disorder. It's alarming. So every 8 person is a mental disorder. It's a real problem. Therefore, there is a urgent need for the multidimensional approaches. And that approach goes beyond the biochemical and the behavioral pattern analysis. So that's the need of the hour. Now I'm taking you towards the Indian nervous system. Astrology. So astrology is not only for India. In every civilization, we have just one paper published in Australia also. We have given the details of all civilizations, how astrology is integrated. So in every civilization, astrology played a significant role in medical practices. I would love to quote here the great Greek physician Hippocrates. He considered as a father of medicine, and his famous quote is, "A physician without knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician." That's a very big statement and very insightful statement. So the physicians, doctors, they used to use astrological charts for determining the best time for treatment and checking the emotional imbalances in the chart. Now coming back to India, the Vedic astrology and the mental health. So Vedic astrology that can offer also ancient wisdom and the cosmic insight in order to understand the connection, the mental health connection and the emotional well-being connections. So through our study, through our research, we come up with the definition of mental health. The astrological definition of mental health I'm just putting forward here. Mental well-being is a state of balance where the mind, the moon, intellect, the Mercury, and the wisdom Jupiter function in harmony. That's the definition. And through our research, we come up with the key parameters. We set up key parameters. We call it astrological signatures or assessment of the mental health. The first one is the self-identity and the clarity of the thought. That we can check through the assessment of the strength of Lagna in the 5th house, so that we can check if that it can realize its own potential, own abilities. Then second parameter is the emotional resilience. That is coming out from the stability of the moon. If native can cope up with the normal stresses in the life. Then the third parameter we set out, that's the cognitive clarity and wise decisions. Assessment of the support of Mercury, the logic, and the Jupiter, the mature wisdom. Through that study, you can understand the cognitive clarity and the wise decision in native's life. Native means individual. And the fourth parameter, positive relationship and social responsibilities, that is coming from the balance of Saturn and Mars, harmony on 1-7 axis. So in astrology, 1-7 axis is like a self versus others axis. and the benefit yogas like WSP and the Chandradi yoga without affliction. And the fifth parameter is of work productively and fruitfully, that's by checking, by assessment of the balance of Saturn and Mars without affliction. So these are the astrological signatures we found in our studies for the assessment of the mental health. Now we got one hand we have a clinical psychology, and on the other hand we have the Indian knowledge system gave us basic astrology, and by merging them, fusion of these two, we got solution which is required today to the society, and that solution I am proposing here, that is astrological psychology. So astrological psychology, it can evolve as a subject. Astrological psychology can offer a structured approach to understand the human mind. Astrological psychology can give you understanding of the influence of planet on the mental health through the study of birth chart, natal chart, and so many charts are there, to analyze the emotional strength and the vulnerability. So astrological psychology, that's the subject, that's the solution. We pick up 3 planets in the astrological psychology for the assessment of the mental wellness: Moon, Mercury, and Jupiter. Moon, because Moon is the mind, emotion, attachment, and mental stability. Mercury, because Mercury is the intellect, logic, reasoning, and nervous system. And Jupiter, because Jupiter is wisdom, maturity, higher balance. If these planets are strong and well placed in the chart, native will be blessed with a sound mind. For the specific houses, we have to do assessment for the assessment of the mental wellness. That's the 5th house with the Lord, and the Lagna and the Mesh Rasi. Mesh Rasi because Mesh Rasi is the head of the Kalpurus, and the Lagna because Lagna is the head of the native. So both must be unaffected and under benefic influences for a sound mind. And you know, sound mind lives in a sound body, so that's well connected. And then Chandra Yogas for the assessment of the mental health. So there are so many Chandra Yogas. I'm just only 3 here. The Kemdrum Yoga, that's a bad yoga for the mental stability. If you find Kemdrum Yoga in the chart, it means the mental stability. And the good yogas, like Gajkisri Yoga and Chandradi Yogas. So these are the yogas also we need to check. Now coming to very close to our case study. So in the mental disorder, we can categorize in 2 categories: neurosis and the psychosis. From neurosis, we picked up depression, one case, because we have very limited time. So depression, because again going back to WHO, understanding depression very briefly, it's a very common. If 1 in 20 person in India is depressed. So in India, we are living every 20th person is depressed. That number is also alarming. Depression is like a persistent sadness or lack of interest or pleasure in a previously rewarding or enjoyable activities. Symptoms of depression are very common, like disturbed sleep, appetite, tiredness, poor concentration. ABA saying if it is continuing for 2 weeks, it means person is depressed. It's very common. That's why we picked up depression. We analyze so many charts, like more than 100 charts, and then we come up with a astrological signature for the depression. In case of the depression, Moon fails to provide stability to the mind, Mercury loses rational clarity, and Jupiter cannot guide wisdom and throwing native in condition of depression. I'm just projecting one case study. That's one student from Delhi University itself got depression, and through chart it is visible. One who knows little bit astrology, when I can show here how the astrological signatures are traces you can find in the chart. So through chart also you can find this native is prone to depression, and lifestyle modification you can do very early. So astrological psychology, how we are doing that on a holistic view, we are taking by the blending of the study of the state of the Moon, Mercury, and Jupiter, condition of Lagna and the 5th house, Chandra Yoga and Chandra Nakshatras, and blending these things and just painting a pattern of the mind for the assessment of the native mental well-being. So that's astrological psychology. So I'm summing up here by drawing the parallels between the psychological definitions of disorder and astrological indicators of the vulnerabilities. We can have a holistic model of the mental well-being. And this model is complementing each other, because on one hand we have a Vedic astrology that can check during the diagnosis, because first part of the disease is the identification of the disease. So identification of disease in the first part Vedic astrology can help. Well beforehand you can understand that it is prone to mental disorder or not. And in the second part, treatment, where treatment is coming when psychology can help. That's why these two are complementing each other, and holistically a very beautiful model can come out. So in a world where mental health challenges are on rise, this integrated approach invites a more comprehensive exploration of the human mind, uniting modern science with the ancient wisdom. In the end, I express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Karnal Singh sir, our mentor and guide, Bharati Vidya Bhavan, who encouraged us to do the original research in the field of astrology. Thank you very much.
Just a kind of reflection that comes to my mind. The second presentation was also very thought-provoking, and it is related with our practical life, because nowadays a lot of mental problems, mental health problems are arising. So how the astrology can play a role there, and how we can predict in advance that there is a threat, there is a mental threat, so that the individual can prepare himself in a kind of the remedial measures in taking of it. So it is a very thought-provoking presentation.